There's a part of this that's easy to overlook. The solution that was offered would have worked. It likely would have increased views, brought in more subscribers, and expanded reach. From a performance standpoint, the outcome would have looked positive. And that's where things start to get more interesting because a solution can work and still create problems. Not because it's ineffective, but because it's misaligned with what the system is designed to handle. When I looked at what was being suggested, I wasn't evaluating whether it would increase numbers. I was looking at what those numbers would bring with them. More visibility, more inbound, more people entering the ecosystem. And that changes things because volume doesn't just increase opportunity. It increases responsibility. More messages to respond to, more conversations to filter, more people who may not be a fit. And if the system isn't designed for that kind of volume, those increases start to create strain. This is where the surface level win starts to introduce deeper trade-offs. In B2B environments, this often shows up as lead generation. More leads sound like progress, but more leads also means more qualification, more time spent filtering, more conversations that don't move forward. And if the goal was never to maximize volume, that increase starts to work against the system. In B2C, it can show up as attention, more views, more engagement, more reach. But without alignment on what that attention is supposed to do, it can create more noise instead of clarity. Because attention without direction doesn't necessarily lead anywhere. That's the part that doesn't show up in the initial recommendation. That's the second order effect. What happens after the solution works? Because most solutions are evaluated based on their immediate outcome. Did the numbers go up? Great. Did the performance improve? You did your job. But very few are evaluated based on what they introduce into the system. And that's where things start to shift. Because improving a metric can change the behavior of everything around it. More input, more variability, more pressure on parts of the system that weren't designed to handle it. And when that happens, the original problem may improve, but new ones start to appear. Not because anything was done incorrectly, but because the system was never meant to operate at that setting. That's the pattern. The solution works, the metric improves, but the system starts to absorb something it wasn't designed for. And over time, that creates a different kind of problem, one that didn't exist before the solution was applied. Some solutions fix what you can see and change what you don't. This is episode 4 in the 7-series arc. Another strategic coaching moment. If you found this helpful, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.